Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Evangelical Alliance Ireland. I'm James Reilly, and today I would like us to explore the Father heart of God as it's revealed in Luke chapter 15. Luke is a great gospel writer, a really skilled storyteller, as well as a keen observer of people and of the things that Jesus did. And in this chapter, there are 3 stories that fit together perfectly to make a set and to present to us a single message. The message is not what you might think it is. Let's take a look at the opening verse of this chapter. It says, tax collectors and other notorious sinners often came to listen to Jesus teach. Tax collectors were, I guess you could say, they betrayed their fellow citizens by collecting taxes for the invader. They were collecting Roman taxes, but collecting those taxes from their fellow Jews. The other sinners were probably prostitutes. So we've got people here who are excluded from respectable life in terms of their economic and social behaviour. So these people were coming to listen to Jesus teach. It says this made the Pharisees and teachers of religious law complain that he was associating with such sinful people, even eating with them. So that was a violation of good practice for a Jewish person. And the Pharisees, while we see them as the bad guys because they so often get it wrong in the gospel stories, in their society, they were the good guys. They were the people who, made good choices, lived well, and were looked up to and respected. But these people weren't happy with seeing Jesus associate with people who didn't deserve his association. And even the manner of his association was offensive to them. So that's the context for these 3 stories. And then it goes on to say, so Jesus told them this story. If a man has 100 sheep and one of them gets lost, what will he do? Won't he leave the 99 others in the wilderness and go to search for the one that is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he will joyfully carry it home on his shoulders. When he arrives, he will call together his friends and neighbours, saying, rejoice with me, because I have found my lost sheep. In the same way, there is more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who repents and returns to God than over 99 others who are righteous and haven't strayed away. So this is the first of the 3 stories that Jesus tells, getting us ready for the story of the lost son. We see here that there's a lost sheep, and the lost sheep is found. That's a wonderful feeling if you're the lost sheep, lifted onto the shepherd's shoulders and carried home in that intimate way and reunited with the others. But that's not where this story ends. In fact, finding the lost sheep is just a short little line in this story. And then Jesus makes a big deal about the party that occurs when the sheep is found. This person calls together friends and neighbours, invites them to rejoice, and then, in case we're still missing it, Jesus explains what the parable means. He says, in the same way, there's more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who repents. So these stories are not told to tell us that lost things can be found. These stories are told to tell us that when lost things are found, everybody rejoices. So this is the explanation with which we lean into the story of the lost son. And in case we've missed the point, Jesus goes and tells the story of the lost coin, the woman who sweeps the house and eventually finds the coin and then calls her neighbours and friends and says, rejoice with me. And again, Jesus says, in the same way there is joy in the presence of God's angels when even one sinner repents. So these stories are not just about God's saving grace, which is wonderful, but these stories are here to tell us that when God saves, there is great rejoicing, and everyone is invited to join in that rejoicing. Let your heart just move in that direction, and please join me here again tomorrow as we continue to explore the Father heart of God in another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Evangelical Alliance Ireland.